If we had to choose the most powerful and most destructive superhero in the entire Marvel universe, if she took second place, no one would dare take first. She is the one who crushed Thanos without even flinching. Captain Marvel. Avengers didn't win just because of Iron Man's sacrifice. They won because when all hope was gone, she arrived like a god descending from the sky. Thanos had an entire army, but the moment she showed up, his century-long plan began falling apart. Today, we revisit the legendary story of Carol Danvers. Carol believes she is a warrior of the advanced Kree Empire, an elite soldier trained to control her emotions. But every night, she has the same nightmare. She's on a battlefield. Her teammates are dead. She's alone, and she wakes up in panic. Whenever she feels unstable, she trains with her commander, Yon-Rogg. He constantly reminds her, emotions make you weak. Control your power. She usually loses their sparring matches, but when she gets angry, she breaks the rules and blasts him across the room. One evening, Carol visits the sacred chamber of the Kree. There, she communicates with the Supreme Intelligence, the ultimate leader of their civilization. She's told that the Skrulls, a shape-shifting alien race, are infiltrating planets across the galaxy, and now they are targeting the Kree. Her mission is simple: destroy the Skrulls. Rescue an undercover agent. No hesitation. The Starforce team launches immediately. After multiple jump points through space, they arrive at a Skrull-controlled planet. Missiles break through the atmosphere. Carol and her team enter from underwater, but electromagnetic interference shuts down their communications. They have to stick together. Suddenly, they encounter frightened civilians. A sniper prepares to shoot, but another teammate stops him. Seconds later, that same teammate appears in the sniper's scope. Because he wasn't a teammate, he was a Skrull. The shot is fired. The civilians reveal their true forms. The battlefield explodes into chaos. Carol finds the captured agent, but it's a trap. She's captured, and the Skrull leader, Talos, begins scanning her memories. And that's when everything changes. Carol isn't Kree. She's human, from Earth, an Air Force pilot. Her memories reveal a woman named Dr. Lawson, the same woman who appears in her dreams. Before the Skrulls can dig deeper, Carol forces herself awake. She breaks free, overpowers the guards, and escapes. Enemies flood the corridors. She fires energy blasts, but their weapons block her, so she fights hand to hand. She knocks down soldiers, gets tackled, fires shockwaves, breaks free again. She tries to fight back, but the ship begins collapsing. The hull shatters. Space vacuum pulls her towards the void. She activates her helmet just in time, releases a reverse energy burst, steals an escape pod, but Talos shoots her as she launches. Still, she doesn't stop. She sets the course and crashes toward Earth. The pod, already damaged, loses control during entry. It burns through the atmosphere and slams straight into a shopping mall. An alien super soldier with unlimited power. Who doesn't even know who she really is? And the truth she's about to uncover will change the fate of the entire universe. After crashing into the mall, Carol immediately activates the communicator on her wrist to contact Yon-Rogg. She starts reporting her location, but suddenly, a young SHIELD agent appears behind her with a gun. Nick Fury. Carol calmly tells him the truth. "I'm not from here. I'm an alien." Agent Coulson laughs it off. They think she's crazy. They're about to take her in for questioning when a Skrull suddenly attacks from the rooftop. Carol saves Fury in the last second and fires back. The Skrull runs. He jumps onto a moving train. Carol doesn't hesitate. She leaps up, smashes through the glass, and lands inside the train carriage. But now, the real problem begins. The Skrull can shapeshift. He blends in with the passengers. Anyone could be him. Suddenly, a fight breaks out with an old woman. Within seconds, it's clear she's not human. They start brawling across the train. Metal poles bend. Passengers scream. Carol throws punches, spins, kicks. The entire carriage turns into chaos. Just when she's about to finish it, civilians get in the way. The Skrull shifts forms again and escapes onto the roof. Carol chases him, but he kicks her off the train. She barely grabs the edge. Falling debris almost crushes Fury below. She climbs back up and fires a powerful energy blast, but the Skrull escapes again. Meanwhile, Fury receives a call from Coulson. Coulson claims he's still at the mall, but Coulson is sitting right next to Fury in the car. That's when Fury realizes the one beside him is a Skrull. They start fighting inside the moving vehicle. The Skrull reaches for a gun, but the car loses control and crashes into a bus. Fury survives. The Skrull doesn't. Elsewhere, Carol tracks the remaining Skrulls using her wrist device. She reunites with Fury. Fury tries to prove he's not a shapeshifter. He almost blurts out embarrassing childhood secrets to prove it. When it's Carol's turn to prove herself, she simply raises her hand. Energy builds in her palm. Skrulls don't shoot photon blasts. Fair point. They team up. Fury takes the alien body back to headquarters. Then he brings Carol to Project Pegasus. Using SHIELD clearance, they bypass security and enter the classified archives. Inside, they find blueprints for a light-speed engine and something even bigger. Dr. Lawson, the woman from Carol's memories, was actually Kree. Looking at the files, fragments of Carol's past begin flashing back. Suddenly, Fury's superior arrives. He calls Fury Nicholas, and that's the giveaway. No one calls him Nicholas. Fury immediately suspects he's a Skrull. He exits the elevator early, but the shapeshifter confronts him. They fight, but Fury is human. He's overpowered quickly, just before it's over. Carol arrives and blasts the Skrull away. They escape to the rooftop. On the stairs, they run into a young Agent Coulson, new, inexperienced. He knows something is wrong, but instead of stopping them, he lets them go. They reach the parking garage. Carol's eyes lock onto a fighter jet. Fury asks, "You know how to fly that?" She doesn't answer. She floors it. The jet roars to life, and they blast out of there. But when they turn around, there's a fat orange cat sitting in the back, strangely calm. Strangely familiar. It looks at Carol like it knows her, and now Carol needs answers. Was she really Kree, or has her entire life been a lie? Carol and her team locate the other pilot from the photo, Maria Rambeau, who can't believe her eyes, because in her memories, Carol had died 6 years ago. As they start piecing together memories, Talos appears again. He claims he now understands everything, and even has proof of Carol's true identity. The team listens to a recording. It shows Carol battling aliens aboard a spaceship to protect Dr. Lawson's latest invention, the Lightspeed engine. Carol uses her incredible piloting skills to flank the enemy, but they fire lasers from behind. Carol escapes unharmed, but Dr. Lawson is gravely injured, green blood spilling from his head. Before Carol can rescue him, a pursuer appears, a gunman. But it's not a Skrull, it's her own teammate, Rog. To stop him from stealing the Lightspeed engine, Carol strikes him down. Blue energy surges into her body. A massive explosion follows, and Carol loses consciousness. Rog takes her back to the Kree homeworld for brainwashing. This sudden revelation shocks Carol. Talos then exposes Rog's real intentions. The Skrulls are the true victims. The Kree had invaded their homeworld and were about to wipe them out. The only way to help them rebuild is to find the energy core of the Lightspeed engine. Carol, with her strong sense of justice, immediately agrees. They head to Rosen's secret underground lab. Carol activates the device on her arm, and a massive warship appears before their eyes. Inside the lab, they discover the energy core is actually the cosmic cube. Talos finds his family safely secured there, but Rog and his forces arrive. With the power suppressor still on her neck, Carol cannot fight at full strength. Rog punches her to the ground. Meanwhile, Carol is captured, and her mind is uploaded into the Supreme Intelligence. She tries to resist, but a single snap overpowers her. She's slammed into a mercury-like wall, which transports her into a virtual nightmare. The Supreme Intelligence tries to crush her confidence with endless failures, but it overlooks one thing: Carol's human willpower. Humans may fail countless times, but they always rise after a fall. Carol withstands attack after attack. The spaceship's energy flickers, the mental world collapses, and she removes her superpower inhibiting harness. Photon energy floods her body. With a single push, she destroys everything around her. Then Carol grabs the cosmic cube and rescues Fury and the others in one swift move. She tells Fury to escape with the cube while she stays behind to distract the enemies. Fury says he cannot handle the cube. The next moment, all three are left terrified and forced to scatter, each taking separate paths to complete the mission. Carol arrives alone on the overpass, blocking Nick Fury and his team. As the bearded enemy charges at her, a single punch from Carol destroys the entire building. One by one, her enemies fall. None of them stand a chance. But then, Rogue launches a surprise attack from behind. Carol is slammed to the ground and trapped in an iron frame. Against such a coordinated assault, even the mighty Carol struggles for a moment. Meanwhile, Fury is blocked by several soldiers. And to make matters worse, Rambo's gun malfunctions. Carol has no choice but to step back into the fight. Everyone boards a plane, and at the last possible moment, they escape the mothership and head toward Earth. Rogue climbs aboard as well. Carol tries to stop him, but he takes her straight into outer space. As she is about to crash onto Earth, Carol's eyes light up with energy. She soars and blasts Rogue's fighter with a single punch, then crashes heavily to the ground. At that moment, dozens of spaceships appear above Earth. The attackers are young Ronan and his fleet. They immediately launch launch multiple missiles at Earth. Carol faces them head-on. She grabs the missiles with both hands and throws them back into space, then rockets straight into orbit. Ronan orders his ships to intercept. Countless drones attack, but against her overwhelming power, numbers mean nothing. Even the massive mothership is destroyed in an instant. Seeing such a bug-level threat, Ronan has no choice but to retreat. Carol returns to Earth. Rogue, fresh from the wrecked ship, tries to challenge her to a one-on-one fight, but Carol doesn't even hold back, landing a single punch that sends him flying. To avoid lethal damage, she forces him into a ship and sets its course for Creechy. Rogue tries to resist, but is blasted into space by a photon cannon. Meanwhile, Reckless Fury is still taunting the enemy, but a single strike transforms him into a one-eyed mess. With great power comes great responsibility. Carol leaves Fury with a pager and flies solo into space, determined to protect the peace of the entire universe.